listen. Better late than never for you and me.
Welcome everyone to Coaching in Session. My name is Michael Reardon, and I'll be your mindset coach this evening. So today is going to be January 5th, our second episode of the new year, and we are in 2022. And I already said this in November, I said it in December, and I'm saying it again in January. What type of year are we going to have in 2022? Because we would all hope that 2022 is better than 2020, 2021. But we're going to take a look at what's happening in the world. And we're going to see if 2022 is really going to be our best year. Because right now, it's not necessarily showing us some good things. So I'm going to talk about what's going on and what you can do in order to make sure you have the best year, regardless of what happens in the world. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Do all those things that videos like. And let's start talking about what is happening in the world today. Because if we pay attention, nothing has really changed since 2021. The only thing we have to deal with is fixing our dates when we mess up. So instead of us writing 2021, we have to write 2022. And in the beginning month, people are going to keep doing 2021 because you have basically 12 months prior of you doing that. And now you have to get accustomed to doing this new type of action, this changing a number. And that change might not seem like a big deal, but it is. Because if I asked you, okay, what's your New Year's resolution? And you said, Mike, my New Year's resolution is to be a better person. Okay, great. It's a great resolution. How are you doing that? Well, I'm not getting in fights with my family and stuff like that. Well, what do you usually argue about with your families? And they tell me. And then a month later, I check in on them and say, hey, how's your resolution going? My mom just got in an argument, with me. And it's not their fault, though. It's the mother's fault. So it doesn't necessarily matter about New Year's resolutions. It matters about our habits, our routines. So changing the date from 2021 to 2022 might be burdensome the first month, but then you just get used to it. And that's called getting comfortable. Now, many people are going to get comfortable as the year goes on. It's just another year to them. But I thought we were going to make 2022 the best year yet. We say that every December, yet the following year is typically no better than the first. Now, of course, good things could happen in your year. But if I look at my Twitter feed, my Facebook friends, and they talk about 2021, they say it sucks. It sucked. And now in 2022, the fear is still there. The uncertainty is still there. The inaction is still there. So what's really happening? Is a resolution really necessary if we know we're not going to do it? Is it a way for us to dream but not take any action? And we're going to talk about dreams and actions in a little bit because it is what we need in order to make 2022 the best year yet. Now, if we look at what's happening in the world, let's look at the news networks really quickly. So here we have the New York Times. They say that the Omicron hotspots, the hospitals are filling up. That's not a good thing, of course, right? We don't want people to be sick. Now, Washington Post, of course, they're talking about the boosters and is it okay for younger people to have the boosters? So the CDC just came out and they just approved boosters for children 12, I believe, and older. And people are in an uproar about that. Then we have violence, people attacking police cars with Molotovs. We have people telling us that we need to double mask our kids in school. All of the side effects to what is the solution for COVID. But when we go into talking about the CDC, they're being criticized for lowering the quarantine. So it used to be 2 weeks, and now I believe it's 5 days. So people are in an uproar. They're like, well, that's not enough time. People can still be sick. They can still be contagious. It's similar to what they told us in the beginning. They said that we're going to be sick for a while. We need to quarantine for at least 10 days, 2 weeks. But now it's not there. So what happened? Did the science change? Did someone make a mistake? Or is this planned? They wanted this to happen. Then we look at BBC News. Of course, same thing. Pressure if you don't have the vaccine. You have to get the vaccine. That's what the world wants. Get the vaccine. Everyone needs to be vaccinated. Then we have CDC talking about different COVID recommendations. And we should stay away from the Caribbean islands. So now we're being limited. We can't go to certain places because there's a surge going on. And then we have the last one. Fox News is talking about how the problem with this pandemic is not the vaccine, it's not COVID, it's because people are not getting the vaccine. The unvaccinated are the problem. Yet, I have sources in the hospital, and guess what? Most people who go in the hospital for COVID are obese and vaccinated, some fully vaccinated with boosters. So knowing that, the majority of people who are showing up at the hospitals out of shape, vaccinated, and yet there's a problem. The unvaccinated are the reason. Joseph Biden, when he was on the campaign trail running against Trump, he said something interesting. He's like, if a president had that many deaths under his watch due to a virus, he should resign. Well, I think it was yesterday or today, we reached 1,000,000 cases, 1,000,000 deaths of COVID. Now, that could be fair, that could be true. And I believe Trump had, 400,000, maybe 450 before he left office. So that means if we're at 1,000,000 and it's not a new million for Joseph Biden's presidency, that means he has 550,000 deaths on his plate as president. But that's not a big deal, right? That doesn't make news. What we do have is lines of people waiting for a COVID test. Now, I don't know why people have to wait in line for a COVID test that should have been there. So he was unprepared. We're going to 2022 unprepared. There's not enough test kits. There's enough vaccines, though, but not enough test kits. That doesn't make sense. We have all this science, but not enough test kits. Okay, so people get sick. The unvaccinated, the vaccinated, it doesn't matter. There's not enough test kits for anyone, right? So if someone wants to go see grandma and want to get tested, make sure they don't get grandma sick, guess what? No test kits. Now, of course, they're bringing in supply. They're bringing in things that are, going to help alleviate that. But how long? How long are going to be people, or how long are people going to be upset about what is happening in the world? That there's not enough test kits to go around. Now they're operating in a scarcity mindset. There's not enough to go around. And that's going to be the foundation for 2022 for many people. There's not enough to go around. And that happened in the beginning with the whole vaccine, when people were rolling out the vaccine and it was by age or by birth month. There wasn't enough initially. Now we have plenty, but not enough test kits. So then we start to think, we had a scarcity mindset in 2021, scarcity mindset in 2022. What do? Do we just start to think abundantly and say, well, there's going to be test kits for everyone and there's test kits galore, or we don't need a test kit, so we're going to operate under our own mindset or our own lifestyle? Okay, that's not going to help. We need to look at the problem at hand. And the problem is not a new year. The problem is how the people are operating. Because if we look at the news, once again, there's a lot of things going on. Look here, 95 was shut down because of some snow. There was a tractor trailer that skidded off and caused an accident, and it took a while to clean up. Now, during the snow, it's going to be a lot more difficult for fire trucks and tow trucks to get on the highway because the tow trucks have to get by and clean up the roads. So it took a while, but it's finally opened. How much did that cause people harm? People got hurt. People had to abandon their cars on the highway. Maybe they weren't able to make it to work, to a loved one, just because of that accident. And they're going to say 2022 is not off to a good start. Again, now we're just piling up all the things that are going on in our life, the things that we have no control over. We didn't have control over that a tractor trailer was going to get in an accident at 95 and then we wouldn't be able to get to where we needed to go. That was out of our control. Yet, it is our problem. It is our dilemma. Oh, me, poor me. I'm a victim. So now we have a victim mindset. There's not enough test kits. There's not a safe way to travel because the highways are closed and I can't move because we're in gridlock and no one can move, so I have to abandon my car. We're victims. And how long are we going to continue to be victims? That is a question we need to start asking ourselves. Because it's not about who's president. It's not about what the government is doing. It's not about what our unvaccinated neighbor is doing. It's not. We need to start focusing on what we are doing. Because we have a choice right now. It's only 5 days into the new year, and all heck is breaking loose. So we can go left or we can go right. And this is not talking about political parties. We have a choice. Do we go after our best self, a future that we aim for, a future we can dream for, a future filled with goals and fulfillment and success and abundance? Or we can go where the world takes us. More fear, more control, more uncertainty. All of that's going to play a role too into how we operate. So choosing one of those paths is going to be important for you. Because any person who truly cared about their life, their family, their future, they would always choose their future, their dreams. But they're not. Why? Why are they foregoing what is possible for them due to circumstance? And I understand fear plays a big role. I understand that there's going to be more challenges to go after the life that is going to bring more success in your life or more success for your future. I understand it's going to be more difficult. Now, nothing worth having in life that comes easy is worth having. So, of course, this challenge that we have to overcome, whether it be the virus, the weather, personal opinion, news media, doesn't matter. We need to get around that, and start to focus on what we need to do. Earlier today, I had a choice. I woke up in the morning. First thing I did was I started writing my book and got a good portion done. After, went to the gym. After, got some food. Then came home, got to work. Now, I had a choice though. I could just take it easy, not get anything done. I can say, I'm so tired from the gym, or I'm tired from writing my book. I can complain to and from. I can pick up my cell phone and get distracted. It's a possibility. But what I do is I understand myself very well. And sticky notes are actually what I use in order to get myself moving in a way You can use your smartphone. I find sticky notes work a little bit better for me because I can place it wherever I'm going to be. So if I have my laptop, sticky note on the laptop. If I'm in the office, sticky note on the monitor for the office. Now, you might see a sticky note and just want to ignore it and look the other way. But when you write something down, it helps you. It makes you start to think about it. I have to do this before I do this. So, 2022, we can start off and we can procrastinate and be lazy. It's a possibility, right? But I say how much things I want to get done. I say I want to get my motivation and motion video series done today. Write it down. Got to get the podcast done today. Get it down. I want to write this many pages in the book today. I write it down. And it's not because I'm going to forget. It's because I put that there so I know if I can get this done, I'm free for today. I'm done. Those are my obligations. You might think, oh, he's not doing that much. He's only doing this and that. And you have an easy life. Okay. I would love for you to come live my life. You're going to find that it's not as easy as I make it appear to be. It's just that I've been doing it for a while. I understand. There's going to be challenges in my mind, and I have to not let those challenges determine the outcome. I could have woke up this morning and said, I don't want to get out of bed. I could have woke up this morning and said, I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to write my book today. Those are all options. But there's little tricks you can do in order to have your mind move in the direction you want. For the mornings, you can implement the 5-second rule. Don't give yourself 5 seconds to think about a task. So if you are familiar with yourself, which you should be, you know if you're a person who likes to stay in bed or if you like to pick up your cell phone and search internet or go on YouTube or TikTok, you can do that. But if you know that's a habit, don't pick up your phone. Don't stay in bed. And you just count to 5. Maybe by habit, you pick up your phone. Now you have a phone in your hand and you're about to go to it and you open it up. You see you have an email and then you go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you turn off the phone, put the phone down. Then you're in bed without the phone. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get out of bed. Now you go to the restroom, do what you got to do, clean up. Then you determine what your next task is. Maybe you have to get ready to go to work. Don't go back on the bed. Don't make your life hard. So you get ready for work. Maybe eat breakfast. Then when you're in your car, you can do whatever you need to, whether you want to listen to a podcast, if you want to listen to music, that's your preference, right? Go to work. Now, when you're at work, are you going to be productive? Maybe, maybe not. Now, if you're working for a company, maybe not, because you are going to be like, why did I have to come to this company or this job that I don't necessarily like? It pays the bills, but I don't really love it. And that's why we have a labor shortage right now, because people don't necessarily want to work. Whether the job not be what they want or the job is just too much work that they don't want really to do. And we have to determine that for ourselves. Are we satisfied in the job we have? Because if we were, then we would go, then we would do the best job we could. Every day when I was a teacher, I would go in 100%. Never went in to work sad or depressed and saying, oh, I don't want to be here. The kids didn't need that. I didn't need that. So I was always positive. I was always excited to go into work. Now, of course, I could have had a better paying job. I could have been doing something that was maybe more meaningful. But for me, teaching was intrinsically rewarding for myself. I enjoyed every minute. And I know the difference from when I was working in accounting and finance, from me walking into that job to me coming in to the school, night and day. One, I was miserable counting. The other, I wasn't teaching. I was excited. Now, of course, I might have had a class that was rough, but I was ready for them. That is who I was. I made sure I could equip myself with whatever I needed to be successful. And that's what you have to do. Equip yourself starting today. Today is January 5th. We need to equip ourselves with the skills, the knowledge, all the things necessary for us to start to live the life that we should be living. Now, if you believe you should be living life in fear, I'm not going to stop you. I can't make everyone successful. I can't change everyone's mindset that doesn't want to change their own mindset. Now, if you come to me and you tell me a problem, if you come to me and you tell me a goal, I give you a solution and then you say yes or no. Maybe you want to have a different coach. That's fine. But what I do is I give you the path, and the path is to your goal. You have to decide if you want to walk it. I can't walk it for you. I will walk with you. I will walk with you all the way from start to finish. But if you're not even willing to take the first step, how can we get to that goal? We can't. So we have a choice. Which way will we go? Are we going to take the high road that's going to require us to do work, be better people? Or are we going to remain complacent with the life we have? The life where there's not enough COVID tests, or we're worried about someone's vaccine status, or we're worried about traveling because we're going to get sick. And if you think about this whole pandemic, in about 6 months, we're going to have herd immunity at this rate. So the vaccine is going to be non-essential, but it's still going to be mandatory in many people's eyes. Everyone has the antibodies for this virus, but that's still not enough. We need to make sure people are fully protected. And the only way we can make sure they're protected is by taking something that doesn't work, because it doesn't. And if it did work, why are people who are boosted getting sick? And you can tell me all the science you want. Doesn't make sense. Now, of course, believe what you want. I'm not here to change your beliefs, but what I am here to do is help you understand if you have goals in your life, you can reach them. I'm not here to be your enemy. I'm here to lift you up. I'm here to help you start this year off strong, because I understand the momentum you get in January can lead you to the end of the year. And by the end of the year, you should have reached many of your goals, if not all of them. So you decide. Do you want 2022 to be the best year yet for you? If you do, great. Head over to reverendconcepts.com. Sign up for a consultation. In that 30-minute talk, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do. Now, you might not have the money to purchase coaching. That's fine. I'm not going to give you any less of a session, a consultation, because you don't have the funds. I can tell you how many high school students reach out to me. They have the same issues. And the issues that we are facing right now is that we're operating with an old mindset, the limiting mindset from 2020, the limiting mindset from 2021, and we're bringing over into 2022. So we need to change that mindset if we want to change our year. There's no more thinking the way we used to. We need to start thinking in a way of someone who's going to be successful, of someone who's going to achieve their goals, of someone who is ambitious and willing to put in the work to go on the path, the right path, to make 2022 the best year yet. If you're just tuning in, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to all those links at videos like. And I will see everyone on Friday for a special edition of Coachinginsession. So stay tuned for that. Until then, everyone, take care.